Dead Cells is a roguelite Metroidvania-inspired action platformer. You'll explore a sprawling, ever-changing castle, assuming you're able to fight your way past its keepers in a 2D Souls-like combat. No checkpoints, kill, die, learn, repeat. Those are the words of the developers. And that summarizes the game pretty well, I'd say, because you will be fighting your way through many different enemies, you'll unlock a lot of new abilities, mutations, new items, consumables, weapons, and you'll also develop your own skills, so you'll get better and better while you're playing it. Personally, the most I played was during the early access, where I loved the game, I enjoyed it. I played it for 20 something hours and I enjoyed all of it. I died a lot, I'm very bad at the game. I was always very bad at the game. I did get to the final boss back then once, exactly, and over 20 hours means it's pretty challenging, which is a good thing, because that's what the game sets out to do. It gives you a challenge, it gives you a lot of opportunity to improve, and it executes basically everything it tries almost flawlessly. The only thing it falls really short on is the lack of a story. Even now, after it's been fully released, it's hard for me to see any overlapping story that would make it more interesting. So you're basically just doing the same thing over and over again for 20 something hours or 30, 40. You do permanent upgrades, which are great and difficult to get. However, it's very rewarding when you do. The lack of a story for me in this game is a big issue, because you do have games like this where you do the same thing over and over again to get better, to get upgrades, to get anything, but they often also have a very good, doesn't even have to be a very good story, but they have some kind of story. I completely missed that in Dead Cells. Yeah, that's just too bad, because it would really bring it to the next level. Overall, this game is a very, very good roguelike experience. However, what could be better is that the game gets a bit boring faster than most roguelike or Metroidvania. I always want to say Castlevania, but it's Metroidvania games, because they're the combination. Sorry. And I do think it matters quite a lot for the list that I make at the end of the year, because from the 100 games that have to go in there, there's gonna be so many games that execute the technical stuff perfectly. Like, they have good gameplay, they have stories, they have everything. So what I kind of look at is how long are those games fun, especially in those categories, like this one, roguelike, Metroidvania. How does it compare to the other ones in that genre? And then how does it compare overall to games? Because this is technically, it's excellent. Like, there's very little flaws. I haven't seen any bugs. The combat is very good. The characters are very good. The style, well, it's subjective. Well, everything is subjective, but the style is very subjective. I do enjoy the style, not as much as I did when I first played it, but that's alright, so I can't really deduct any points to that. All I can do is kind of give my opinion about the game. I kind of think in my head, because I make notes of everything, of what I think about the game, how I feel, how it compares to other games. Basically, any of the 100 games that are going to be on the list at the end of the year, they could all be number one, or in top 10. Not everyone can be number one, but they have to have some kind of appeal that kind of pulls you in and makes you see this as a special game. And Dead Cells does have a bit of that, because it's a really good project. They worked really hard on it. I can see the passion and the love in the game. However, compared to other roguelikes or Metroidvania games or Souls-like combat games, it falls a bit short, because there is no appeal beyond the combat, which is not a bad thing necessarily. So that's it for Dead Cells. It's a great game. I enjoyed it a lot. I still enjoy it a lot. However, in the top 100 games of the end of the year, I'm not sure if it's gonna be in there. So thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to check out the Darksiders video and the Slay the Spire video. The next video will be up on Monday, like always, and I see you next time.